Hello and welcome. Welcome to the Art Council of Surrey Community Gallery here at the Newton Cultural Centre. My name is Wendy Mould and I'm the producer of Gallery Talks. Today I'm here to introduce you to our featured artist for the month of September, Carol Seitz. Carol's show is called Lines. Carol is drawn to lines, curved, straight, in life, on paper, wherever. Her work reflects the Art Nouveau age, but it also has a modern twist to it. Carol's show is here until the end of September, and you can view it online or come in person. So now I am interested in meeting Carol, because as you know, I'm a pencil and pen artist, and I'm quite interested in lines too. So let's go meet Carol. Hi Carol, it's really nice to meet you. I have really been looking forward to your show. As you know, I'm a pencil and pen artist, so I love the line too. And it's really neat to see what you have been doing with it. So now tell us about your journey into your drawing.
Okay, Wendy, it hasn't been just smooth sailing. I started quite a while ago with some of the earlier things here. This is very stark lines, starting to add ink. Enjoyed the textures and papers, but sure enough, life gets in the way of art sometimes, and I had to open a studio for dance, and all the artwork got put aside for quite a while until COVID, and then we started again.
And what kind of things, did you continue with the same kind of thing with COVID?
I went back to my basic lines because I call them my COVID doodles for sanity. And so I just ended up with pictures rather than doodles, but they are my doodles for getting through COVID.
I see. Good. Well, very interesting. Well, let's also some of your newest work. And this is interesting to see. You're still drawing women. I notice women are a big place in your art.
They wouldn't let me put the male nudes up.
So what I like about this drawing, and I know that it took you hours, is can you even tell us, how does a person, what drives you to stay with this drawing and work at it? What are some of the things that you notice or like in your drawing?
Where the lines go. A line doesn't have to be straight. A line curves, a line lives. There's space in between the lines, and sometimes that's more of the picture than the lines are. It's the space left behind. It's the feel of a pencil on certain papers. Certain papers are just beautiful, and it just seems to pop out of the paper itself. Ink has a whole different feel on the same paper. You might want to try something else, but it is that feel. It's telling a story too. Each time you draw something, there is a story behind it. You're not sure what it is, and you won't know sometimes until you finish the composition of what the story is. But all of a sudden, part of your soul or part of your life, part of your memories comes out in that picture. And it's subtle, so people don't notice it. It's something very personal.
I can see, I know once a lady came up to me and she says, I can see all your work is a reflection of you. And yes, and I look at each of the drawings that you have done here that are all new, and they all have a certain tone and theme to them. Very interesting.
And I think part of, because there's a lot of women, because of being a dancer, we were around women. I went to a private school for 3 years, so I was with girls. It was always women, and there was the nuns with the veils, and there was a mystery to that. Mm-hmm. And and I think the dance school, I've watched all these generations of young women grow up, and I think they've inspired a lot of it too in the memory part, not necessarily a visual, this is a certain person, but it's sort of a combination of them all and how they made me feel at that point in time.
Yes, it's interesting too that none of your women are wearing modern clothes, and they're very, very overdressed in a sense for today's standards. Very interesting that you chose that.
And romantic. They're either partially naked or fully clothed. So both are a form of romance, right?
Yeah.
So
I guess that's part of your dance too then, probably.
Definitely, if you're doing lyrical, you don't see a lot of the tap inspired, but very lyrical, and a lot of theater. I've done a lot of musicals and period pieces, a lot of Gilbert and Sullivan, a lot of influence there.
Yes, I can see that in your work. Well, that was very interesting. Let's have a look at some other pieces.
That
So now, Carol, we're going to take a look at your favorite pictures.
my favorite pictures. When
And I realize this one here, Lady in the Rose, is quite an old one. One of your original 1989 Just Getting Started pictures.
it was, and it took a long time to get this version of this picture and the sister picture of Passionate Shepherd to His Love. They are copies from a poetry book that had watercolors and inks that were beautiful, and I had not worked in that medium before. And so trial and error, and eventually these came out of it, and I was so thrilled. And it's like the moment you knew there was an artist in you, and you were awed and amazed that you actually did that. And it was a beautiful moment.
It's a special moment, isn't it?
It is.
And I think every artist has that at some point in their career where, especially in the early days, when you just suddenly, oh my God, I can do that.
I can do that. I'm an artist. There's an artist in me, and I can, and I enjoyed every step of it. The failures, the successes in there, enjoyed every moment of it, which is a lovely thing to have in your life.
That is so neat. Well, it's really nice, Carol. I've really enjoyed talking with you and talking about your art and learning more about you. And I just would like to remind people that the show is here until September 30th, and you can see it in person at the gallery here, or you can see it online at artscouncilofsurrey.ca.
Thank you, Wendy.